Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're jumping right into our Unit 06 Functions Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here, because we are about to unlock a literal superpower in Python programming. If you've ever felt like, coding was just dragging on because you're typing the exact same things over and over again, well, you are going to absolutely love today's topic. Okay, let's dive into this and discover the magic of Python functions. Now, everything we cover today revolves around this one big essential question from our St. Paul unit. How can reusable code make programs clearer and easier to maintain? I really want you to keep that question right in the back of your mind as we go along today. By the time we wrap up, you're going to have a rock-solid answer for it. All right, here's our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start with why you need to stop repeating code. Then meet the function machine. After that, we'll hit parameters and returns, variable scope, some common misconceptions, and finally, a wrap-up on modular code. Let's get to it. Section 1. Stop repeating your code and the problem with messy programming.
We've literally all been there. You need a character to jump in your game, so you write 10 lines of code. Then they jump again, and you just copy-paste it. Honestly, it's a total recipe for frustration, boredom, and just really messy code. Imagine a giant wall of text. If you find a bug in that jumping code, you've got to go hunt it down and fix it in like 50 different places. But what if you just had 2 lines calling one single set of instructions? And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why repeating code leads to typos and why we so desperately need a better way to handle repeated actions.
Moving on to Section 2, meet the function machine, basically your new best friend in Python. So to solve our messy copy-paste problem, Python gives us this amazing tool. I want you to visualize it like a highly efficient real-world machine. Time for a quick vocabulary check? A function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific single task. And hey, that single task part, that's the real secret sauce. A good function doesn't try to do 20 things poorly. It does one thing, like calculating a player's score or maybe drawing a circle, perfectly, every single time you ask it to. Section 3, parameters and return values, or the inputs and outputs. Okay, so now that we know what a function is, how do we actually talk to it? Well, just like any real-world machine, our Python function needs materials to work with, and in exchange, it gives us something back. Let's make this totally concrete. Imagine a smoothie machine. Step 1 is your input. You toss in your ingredients, right? Strawberries, bananas. Step 2 is the process, the actual execution of the code where the machine blends everything up into a liquid. And step 3 is the output. The machine pours out a nice, finished smoothie. Your code works the exact same way. Information goes in, it gets processed, and boom, a result comes out. Let's map our official vocabulary to that smoothie metaphor. First up is the parameter. A parameter is the input variable, literally the ingredient that you provide to a function so it can actually do its job. So if your function's job is to add 2 numbers together, those 2 numbers, those are your parameters. They're the strawberries and bananas you're handing over to the code. And then on the flip side, we have the return value. This is the final output. It's the finished smoothie that the function actively gives back to your main program. The function did all the hard work blending things up, and the return value is that tangible result handed right back to you, ready to be used however you want in the rest of your code. Section 4, understanding variable scope, the machine's internal bubble. Okay, scope. I know it sounds like this super intimidating, high-level computer science word, but honestly, don't let it scare you. It's actually just a simple set of rules about where information lives and who gets to see it. Just think of it as the machine's internal bubble. The strict definition here is the specific region of a program where a variable is recognized and allowed to be used. In Python, variables aren't just universally known by everybody. They have specific neighborhoods they belong to. Let's look at exactly how that plays out. So the crucial point is understanding the difference between inside and outside that bubble. Inside the machine, we have what's called local scope. The blender knows exactly what strawberries are inside of it, right? But out in the global scope, well, imagine you have groceries still sitting in the trunk of your car. The blender has absolutely no idea those groceries even exist. The internal, local bubble of a function can only see what was explicitly passed into it as a parameter or what was created directly inside of it. Section 5, common function misconceptions, and the pitfalls you really want to avoid. As you start writing your own functions, there are a few traps that almost every beginner falls into. Let's course correct early so you can code like a pro right out of the gate. Number 1, thinking print and return are the exact same thing. They are definitely not. Printing just displays a message on a screen for a human eyeball to read. Returning, on the other hand, actually hands raw data back to the program so it can be used in math or logic. Number 2, defining a function but completely forgetting to call it. Look, building a smoothie machine doesn't automatically make you a smoothie. You actually have to turn the thing on. In code, you turn it on by calling the function by its name. And 3, trying to use a local variable in the global scope. Remember, outside the function, your main program is totally blind to what's going on inside the machine's bubble. Section 6, wrap up on modular code and the building blocks of programming. We've learned all the mechanics today, but why do we actually go through all this trouble? Because using functions turns us into significantly smarter, way more efficient programmers. It changes how we build software from the ground up. It really all boils down to this incredibly famous principle: dry, don't repeat yourself. Seriously, this is the golden rule of coding. Whenever you find yourself typing the exact same thing more than twice, stop. You should refactor your code, which just means rewriting it, to use a function instead. It saves you time, it prevents spelling errors, and it just makes your code so much more elegant. Let's do a quick check of our St. Paul unit outcomes for today. Did we define functions? Yes, they are single-task, reusable code blocks. Did we use parameters and returns? Yep, we've got our smoothie ingredients and the final drink. Did we explain scope? Yep, the machine's local bubble. And did we learn to refactor repeated code? Absolutely, to keep our code dry. I'd say we totally conquered today's objectives. So, I want to leave you all with this final thought. If you were building your very own video game or mobile app today, what repetitive, boring task would you turn into a single, clean function? Maybe it's checking the player's health, or maybe calculating a high score. Whatever it is, you now have the power to make your code clean, modular, and totally professional. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.